most of the time, I wasn't so much afraid as angry. I was angry that they thought, these racist forces thought that they could do what they were doing and continue to get away with it. So I was mad, okay? I was mad about seeing other people mistreated in front of me. Sometimes I would try and do something about it. I was not philosophically nonviolent, but I was tactically nonviolent, which is the way most people in SNCC were at the time, which is given that the other people have the forces, they've got the guns, the government is against you from the top to the bottom. And so if you're trying to get all of these things changed in these local communities, your best bet is to use the tactic of nonviolence. So I understood that. So usually I was in a group, and so I felt just empowered by being in this group, and we were singing, and it was just amazing, you know, and the power of the song, the strength of being with other people. But there were a couple of times when that wasn't at play, and when the fear thing came in. And so one of them was when I was arrested in Atlanta, and we were put into the county jail, and we were put into a cell that they just called it the hole, because all the cells in that grouping of cells had no furniture. I mean, it didn't even have a bunk, you know, it didn't even have a toilet. It had a hole, and where you were supposed to do your business. And of course it was open, because all you had was the bars. It wasn't like you even had a door. So people could walk by while you were doing whatever you were doing. And then, you know, it was December, and they had turned the heat off, and they had opened the windows. And there were, I think there must have been about 5 or 6 of us who were in individual cells in this Atlanta, Fulton County jail. I suddenly realized I'm by myself. You know, I'm not with all the other women and the men on the other side, and we're not singing back and forth from our jail cells. I'm by myself, and they can do anything they want to me. I was rather frightened there, and the thing that stopped my fear was Annie Pearl Avery, who was in a cell on the other side. I could not see her. I did not know she was awake until, and she certainly didn't know I was awake. Did not know it until I heard her whistling. And she was whistling this song called You Made Me Leave My Happy Home. And just hearing her whistle this made me feel like I'm okay. Because see, Annie Pearl was fierce. Annie Pearl was from Birmingham, Alabama. Annie Pearl would by herself integrate an all-whites bus station by herself. Because her thing is, you don't play with me, you know. And I mean, in my mind, I thought, Annie Pearl, if anything happens to me, she'll go through the walls, you know, because we always had this sense that we would protect each other. And Annie Pearl was so fierce that it never occurred to me that I was actually by myself at the point that I heard her singing, whistling this tune, you know. I never said anything to her. I didn't even say, oh, Annie Pearl, I'm here. I'm so glad you're still up, you know. And, I just felt like all is well. Nothing can happen to me. And I put my coat down on the bare cell floor, and I laid down and, you know, got a little bit of sleep, yeah.